Brianna's Bananas Cooking Show. Here we go! Hello everybody, it's Brianna. I'm back in my kitchen with another Instapot recipe for you. Isn't that exciting? It's going to be nice and easy, just a few ingredients. Won't take too long. It's going to taste really good. So what I have for you is chicken and dumplings. So it's kind of like chicken soup, you know, nice and hearty, but it's got those big fat dumplings in there. Oh, I love those dumplings. To start off with, I have this cooked rotisserie chicken. I'm gonna pick the meat off of it and set that aside. I'm going to take the bones and everything else and stick it in here. I'm going to take one of these onions, just like cut it into quarters, stick it in there. Take a couple of these carrots, coarsely chop, stick them in there. If you like celery, you can stick it in there. I cannot stand celery. If celery is in something, I can definitely tell, and it is not good. So I'm leaving the celery out. Just onions and carrots is fine for me. Garlic also, and you know, poultry seasoning if you got it. I just have this like roasted garlic and beer seasoning, as you know. It's a little humid in here, so you gotta shake up the seasonings. And just some Italian seasoning. And I'm gonna throw that in there. And then we're gonna make a nice stock. Stock is with bones, broth is made with meat. Just so you know, fun fact. So, once we have the stock, that's just gonna be like 30 minutes in here, pressure cooked. I'm gonna take my other onion, we're gonna dice it up, dice up some of these carrots, saute that in there with some butter, throw the chicken meat in there, throw my stock in there, and then once that pressure cooks for 5 minutes, then take the lid off. I'm gonna take some of these biscuits. I got the nice and plumpy ones. I'm gonna break them up into little pieces, put them in there and stir them up, wait for those to cook up a little bit. Voila, chicken and dumplings. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the stock. By the way, put the bones, onions, and carrots in here, fill it up with water up until it's just like covering everything, and then pressure cook it half an hour. Okay, all up to speed?
Nope.
Good. I'm gonna start on that. I'll be back. Now, I'm gonna show you guys a little trick that I learned in culinary school for dicing a carrot. If you're ever wondering how you make a square out of a carrot, I'm gonna show you how I learned it in culinary school. So, apron. Cool, thanks. Thanks, apron. Okay, let me show you. Now, I've already peeled these, obviously. Cut the top off. Cut the end off. So, obviously, a carrot is thicker on one end and not as thick on the other end. So, we're going to cut this in half. So you have one thicker carrot, one not as thick carrot. You're going to flatten off one side so it sits. And then we're going to flatten off all the other sides. So now It's a little more square. In culinary school, they would make us do it perfectly into a square. But that's a lot of wasted carrot, you know. You can also throw these scraps into your little stock pot. We used to also do that in culinary school when we were cutting things up. We had a giant pot of just like chicken bones, beef bones, whatever it was that day. And everyone would just throw in their scraps like this, onion scraps, celery scraps, whatever, throw it in the stock pot. And then towards the middle or almost end of the day, they would cover it up with water and make it into stock. So that's a really good way of using up your scraps. So, obviously I cut this into little planks, and then I cut this into little matchsticks. Take your little matchsticks, cut them into squares. And get the best looking square. Cool. So there you go. That's how you dice up your carrot if you want to be fancy. Otherwise, you could just like slice it or whatever the hell you wanted. I just thought I would show you that. Alright? Let me finish up cutting up these carrots. Put it in this bowl with my diced onions. And then I'm waiting for my stock to be ready. Okay? I'll be back. Okay, this is ready to open. It smells really good. So I just did it for 35 minutes. You could do it for like an hour if you wanted, and it would be like more concentrated flavor. I'm not that patient right now, so I just did 35 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, I have this big bowl with this strainer. Carefully take this out. Let that drain out a little bit. This is going to be really hot for you to just throw in your trash can right now. So you can just set it to the side until it cools off. And then throw it away. I'm trying to strain the rest of this. Get all of that. Alright, now I got my nice big bowl of chicken stock. Turn that off so we can reset. And you get some butter. Let me readjust. Okay, so put this back on the saute function. Put a tablespoon of butter in there. Oops. I'm gonna stick my onions and carrots, garlic in here. It smells so good already from just like the remnants of the chicken stock and the butter, and now the onions and carrots. Just gonna be good. So let me saute this maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna stick my chicken in there. Break up the chicken a little bit. I'm gonna add about 2 cups of stock. And then we're gonna pressure cook this about 5 more minutes. Take the lid off, add a little bit of cream, add our little dumplings, wait till they cook, and then we're done. Oh my goodness. I don't know what is it. Whew. Okay, I'm at this angle now. While that's going, I'm gonna prepare my biscuits. Now I could have just made some dough from scratch, which is pretty easy, but I wanted to make this even easier for you guys, because you guys seem to like it when it's easier, and I do too, so I appreciate that. I'm gonna pop this open. Woo! Okay, so just break up your little biscuits. Mine came with 8. I'm just gonna quarter these. This also saves a lot of time making a dough, a lot of like cleaning up after making a dough. You know, store-bought dough is awesome, especially for people who can't make dough very well. Okay, so these are all cut up. Just make sure they're all separated so they're not sticking to each other. This still has 5 minutes on my little Instapot. So I'm gonna wait for that. Once that's done, put in a half cup of this, put it on my dumplings, move it all around, cook it up maybe another 5 minutes. We'll see what happens, the magic of the dumplings, and then we'll see how it tastes. I'm so excited. Okay, see you soon. Okay, time to open this up again. So you didn't exactly have to like pick your chicken all the way or shred it all the way necessarily, because when this cooks for the second time like it did, it's gonna break up the chicken by itself. So let me add some of this cream. Let's add in our dumplings and see how this goes. This kind of looks like a lot of dumplings, but I'm kind of crazy about dumplings. Don't stir it around too much, or you're gonna break up your little biscuit pieces. So I'm actually gonna turn this on saute again one last time, so we can get this still heated, still heating up. It smells so good. I can't wait to try it. So let me come back when this is ready. Alrighty, you guys, guess what time it is? It's tool time. Just kidding. It's time to try this chicken and dumplings. It's still really, really hot, but I've been waiting and waiting for it to cool down, and now I've waited long enough, hopefully. That's what I'm talking about. Some just really good homemade chicken and dumplings. You know, it's so good. Warms up your tummy. It's so thick. If you want, you can add more water so it's more of like a soup. Mine got really thick, but that's okay. It's really good. I just cooked those biscuits for like, I want to say 5 to 7, 8 more minutes. So they did kind of break up a little more because I was stirring it, but so that's fine, whatever. It's delicious. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Another Instapot recipe for you. Special shout out to one of my fans who's been watching me, who gave me this idea to have another Instapot recipe for you. I'm probably gonna have another one coming up soon. It may not be a savory thing, it might be a dessert thing in the Instapot. So that'll be exciting, hopefully. So watch out for that. And I will see you next time with another video. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!